What would you do with $20,000? I mean, Bo, if I could give you an extra $20,000, what would you do with 20 grand?
Invest in real estate.
Would you take a trip? Would you go somewhere?
I don't know. Right now, yeah, especially beginning out of COVID, but man, I have it itching for some real estate properties, some rental properties.
I hear you. I hear you. I'm looking as well because I'm looking to sell two of mine and then buy another one. So.
Yeah, I just sold one, and but I'm kind of waiting for the fall. I want to see what it does, the market does a little bit myself, but I am starting to see more and more properties that need to be fixed stay on the market longer.
Yep.
So yeah, that's definitely a good sign.
Well, here's what I got for you today. $20,000. That's how much it costs to replace a sewer line today from like a 1950s house. And I've got two houses that are under contract. One where I was a listing agent and one where I'm representing the buyer. Listing agent side, buyer came back, said, we want you to replace the sewer line. We said, nope, not going to do it. If you don't want it, that's fine. You can cancel and we'll sell it to someone else. They scratched their head and said, yeah, okay, fine. You're right. We'll just take it as is. Great. Saved my seller $20,000. Representing the buyer, same thing. We went in, wrote it up as far as they had to do a sewer inspection. If it had any cracks, they had to replace it. In this market, she told the buyer or the seller, go ahead and sign that. She now has to pay $20,000 to get that sewer line fixed. Now, this is coming from this. That's why it's so important as far as who you hire. If you hire someone that works for a discount brokerage, which that's who she works for, and they don't answer the phone after 5 o'clock. She works banker hours, she calls it. And even the seller who is buying a house in Nashville, her realtor in Nashville called me and said, hey, how's your deal going? I said, it's going fine. We're on track. She's like, I said, why are you calling me? Why aren't you calling her agent, the listing agent? Well, I can't get a hold of her.
Yeah.
So we shared those stories.
It happens to me constantly. I mean, I wait for days, and my client wants to put an offer on the house. I can't get a hold of the agent to ask questions, about maybe some remodeling issues. I had an issue with some piping in a townhouse, and it went about 30 feet. Well, with an HOA, usually the outside of the building, the HOA covers it. The internal part is my responsibility or the owner's responsibility or whoever's. So but you have to check the HOA and have those documents to know for sure. So,
exactly.
If you're trying to get those documents to see what's going on and you can't get a hold of anybody, so frustrating.
Yep.
But yeah.
And that's where, if you sit there and say, I want to list with XYZ company because they're going to take, they're going to do my listing for, a lower commission percentage. Okay. But in the end, it might cost you more money because if that person doesn't know how to have your back or negotiate properly, it's going to end up costing you more money than maybe the $5,000 you saved.
Right.
So
and I know
think about that.
Yeah, a lot of the inspection things are being written off. But in these older buildings, there are a lot of remodels going on. And some people forget that remodels, a lot of them are just cosmetic and they're not getting to the nitty gritty issues of possible, scope work and, sewers. And it beats $20,000 that you get hit if you don't do those inspections.
Exactly. And so I always tell my buyers, get the regular inspection, get the sewer scope, get the radon, those, it's your prerogative, but that's what I recommend people to do. So
yes, 100%. And, inspections, any older buildings, 1970s and I would say 1970s and older, I had issues with wiring, with aluminum wiring. And I almost had a sale go bad because they wanted to replace all the aluminum wiring with new wiring. It's like, well, in this market, someone else might buy it without that. So, you got to pick your battles at this point, especially being a buyer and seller, but you have to do the best of your ability for whatever, wherever person you're representing. So
exactly. And so, that's what I'm saying. That's important. Just because they might give you a discount doesn't mean you're going to end up saving money in the end. So watch yourself. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for watching our show again, and we will see you next Friday. Bye.
Go next.